I can't believe I'm doing this. What am I doing? I'm sitting on the floor of my bedroom because I don't have a better setup to do this. I should figure one out, but I probably won't for a while. And it's crazy that I'm actually doing something like this, and I'm so proud of myself. Anyways, hi friends. For those of you who don't really know who I am, my name is Megan. Feel free to call me Meg or Megs. I am 26 years old. I currently live in Vancouver, British Columbia, and I wanted to create a platform where I can share some real life stories, offer advice, because I want to help people feel less alone in this world. And so I'm introducing a weekly podcast. It's called Solful Living with Megs. Obviously, because I'm Megan. And I loved the idea of soul as in SOL, meaning the sun. And I feel as though I have generally speaking, a pretty positive outlook on life. And I feel like because of my sensitivity and my upbringing and the people I surround myself with and the creative passions that I have, I really feel like there is a lot of brightness in my life that I experience just so deeply and heavily. And I loved the idea of bringing that into all aspects of life. And so that's why I'm calling it Soulful Living. And the people in my life refer to me as the sun a lot of the time. And I have a tattoo on my arm that says "You are the sun" as a good reminder. And so I thought it was a very fitting title. But anyways, my hope with this is that I can take the reminders that I frequently post on Instagram, because I quite enjoy doing that. And I feel like it resonates with a lot of people. And I figured it was great to have it in a podcast form so that when you go on a walk, when you're out getting your groceries, when you're going for a drive, or just need a little bit of an extra boost in your morning before you go to work, I wanted to spend that moment of connection together. And of course, this is all to say that I always hope that throughout these, I was going to call them sessions, throughout these episodes together, throughout this time together, that you take what resonates with you and leave the rest out, throw it out if it doesn't work for you. You know, I really want this to be about you and I, and by sharing some life experiences that I have while I am still young, I think what I've been through in life, I can provide some insight and at least help shed a light on things that maybe people don't talk about enough, or people don't really know how to put it into words, you know, things like that. And this is a journey for me just as much as it's a journey for you. And I want to be able to grow with you throughout this. And for my listeners that are in their early 20s, mid 20s, late 20s, and people who have grown up with me, and I mean, you know that being in your 20s is challenging. I mean, there's so much good with living life in general, but there are moments of uncertainty and doubt, and not just in your 20s, at any age. It's quite the trek, and I'm hoping that we can take this podcast in a route where the obstacles are your path, and how we can shift our mindset and reframe the things that we go through and the things that we face, because they're ultimately those learning lessons and the biggest breakthroughs. I really feel that is something we're meant to experience, and life is, I'm going on a tangent right now, but life is so worth living, and I really want everybody who I cross paths with, whether for a season, for years, for any moment of time, I really want you to feel like you're meant to be here, and it's for a reason, because it absolutely is. And I want you to find little joys in your day and in your life, and look at the bigger picture of like yes, I may have gone through this hard time, or I don't really know how to navigate this moment because it's new and uncertain and uncomfortable, but how can we sit in that uncertainty and that doubt, and how can we move forward together? And I also feel as though we don't get enough reminders about how hard we're trying and how we're only human, and that making mistakes is a part of it all, and that it's so normal, and you're not alone in that, and you're not alone for feeling the things that you feel, and you don't have to be. I think that we don't hear enough that the efforts we make is seen, it's heard, it's appreciated. And so I'm hoping that I can do that with you, and I'm hoping we can do it together and open up a safe dialogue to just dive into any type of topic that we may have to cover to help you live your best life, whatever that means for you. And I think that if you desire to have goals, if you have dreams and goals and aspirations, I want you to be able to explore that and want to dive into that and feel as though you're supported. And so I want to support you. I'm so excited for this journey together, whatever it turns into. I don't know, but I'm so appreciative of each and every one of you for taking the time to listen to this. And I'm so excited with the things that I have planned, and I feel like I could bring my friends on the podcast, and I have incredible people in my life, and I feel very blessed and surrounded by a lot of good. And so I just want to bring that good into you and feel like I'm making a difference, at least for a few minutes of your day. I would love to do that with you. And so I feel very grateful that I can do this. And this is absolutely out of my comfort zone, but something that I've been thinking about for a while. I had an old coworker who, this was years ago, and like I had this headset because I had to transcribe some dictation from my boss at the time, because he was a little bit older. But anyways, I had this like headset, and they were like gaming headphones, honestly, probably, and they had like a little microphone attached. It was so funny. And she was joking and said, Megan, you should start a podcast. Like, that would be so fun, because I like to yap, and the people in my life know that I love to talk and share things and just be myself. And so we're finally doing it. So thanks for thinking of me years ago that I could do this. Even if it was just a joke and we were giggling every time I had these headphones on, I really appreciate you thinking that I could do something like this. I'm open to all of the feedback, constructive criticism, whatever it may be, to make this tailored and geared toward you in a better way. So however I can do that, I'm absolutely on board to taking it all in. And I appreciate you being patient with me throughout this process, because it's not going to be perfect. I promise you that. I learned that I say a lot, and I have a lot of filler words that I'm trying to work on so that I'm not I was going to say there. So I'm not filling the space with things that don't need to be there. Thanks, guys. That was just a longer intro than I thought, to say that I'm really excited for this journey, and I can't wait to connect together in our very first episode, which is going to come out on Monday morning, because what better way to start off the week than with some positive affirmations and reminders and some real life stories from somebody who is trying her best to navigate this amazing thing we called life. That was deep for sure. I did want to say, though, I wanted to close out by saying, as a little first reminder, first affirmation, first suggestion, if you will, I believe that you are capable of achieving anything you want in this world. And so I encourage you to try something new this week that seems scary. For me, it's creating this podcast and releasing an episode and sitting here recording even now. And so I want you, even if it's small, like going on a solo date, going to the movies by yourself, I encourage you to try something that is out of your comfort zone a bit, and you may surprise yourself with what you learn from it. I believe you're extremely capable of achieving and pursuing what makes you happy and fills your soul. And I know that you have this. You got this, I promise. Thanks for hearing me out. I'm so excited to connect with you in our very first episode. Bye, guys.